Europejskie Centrum Biznesu.
Szanowni Państwo, witam Państwa na drugim dniu Ogólnopolskiego Szczytu Energetycznego OSE Gdańsk 2024. Pozwolę sobie przypomnieć, że partnerem głównym tegorocznego wydarzenia jest Tauron Polska Energia S.A. oraz Orlen S.A., zaś partnerami są Belse Spółka z o.o., Biogas System S.A., Biowojma, TX Energy, E.ON Polska, EY Polska, Fortum Power and Heat Polska, Gas Storage Poland, GE Hitachi Nuclear Energy, Gen Operator, Grupa GPS, Grupa Przemysłowa Baltic, Hitachi Energy, Kancelaria Kozłowski i Tomasik-Koszczak, Orlen Synthos Green Energy, Pernesa, Polska Grupa Biogazowa, Resline Associates Poland, Soke Spółka z o.o., Total Energies, Unilumin, Westinghouse Polska i Urząd Marszałkowski Województwa Pomorskiego. Proszę Państwa, szczyt jest od paru ładnych lat wydarzeniem międzynarodowym. W pierwszym dniu mamy zawsze przedstawicieli krajów bałtyckich. Natomiast teraz pozwolę sobie zaprosić na scenę pana Jego Ekscelencję Akio Miyajimy, Ambasadora Nadzwyczajnego i Pełnomocnego Japonii w Polsce. Zapraszam, panie ambasadorze. Your Excellency, the place is yours.
Dzień dobry. Distinguished guests, I'm honored to be here today at the National Energy Summit OSE Gdansk 2024 representing Japan. This is my second time attending this summit following last year's participation. It is a great pleasure to once again to be part of this important conference. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the Governor of Poland, Pomeranian authorities, the City of Gdansk, and all the organizers and sponsors for this conference. Over the past 3 years, I have been advocating Poland as a Japanese ambassador to Poland towards Japanese government and the business community. And I think I have been successful. Thankfully, because Poland really played a very significantly important role to help Ukrainians and in the fight against Russia. And also that the last October's parliamentary elections surprised many of the Japanese people. Last March, I talked with many CEO and top executives in Tokyo about the big business opportunities growing in Poland. From the start of this year, I found more and more Japanese business people are visiting me in Warsaw from Tokyo, London, Brussels, Düsseldorf, and Amsterdam. So I think that this is very positive, and I hope that today I can learn something, and also I can tell you that what Japanese business community is really looking for. But before that, because G7 summit was held in Italy, Puglia, last week, I would like to just share some of the things which they discussed and agreed upon on Ukraine, energy, and economic security. First, on Ukraine, last year, Japan chaired the G7 Hiroshima summit. And this year, Italy's Puglia G7 leaders communique reiterated its unwavering solidarity to support Ukraine's fight for freedom and reconstruction with a new $50 billion loan backed by the interest from the frozen Russian asset. They also call for building on comprehensive package of sanctions against Russia and taking measures against actors in China and other countries which support Russia's war machine. Prime Minister Kishida repeatedly saying, today's Ukraine, maybe tomorrow's East Asia. Japan has implemented the toughest sanctions against Russia and has been firmly committed to support Ukraine and Ukrainian people. Japan hosted the Ukrainian Reconstruction and Economic Promotion Conference last February in Tokyo with Prime Minister Shimihari of Ukraine. And also last week, Japanese delegation met the Polish delegation led by Minister Kowal at the Ukrainian Recovery Conference in Berlin. So we are really looking forward to working together with Polish friends to help Ukrainians. Again, the last week, at the margin of the previous G7 summit meeting, President Zelensky signed the 10-year bilateral support and cooperation accord with Prime Minister Kishida before he did so with President Biden. That agreement was the first bilateral accord with non-NATO countries and a country in Indo-Pacific. Japan pledged long-term support in the area of security and defense, humanitarian aid and recovery and reconstruction, including enhancing critical infrastructure such as transportation and energy in Ukraine. This year, Japan will provide to Ukraine $4.5 billion to Ukraine, and from the beginning of the war, totaling more than $12 billion. Now that on energy, G7 leaders made a commitment to transition towards the decarbonization and net zero economy by 2050. It was reaffirmed our commitment to holistically addressing energy security, climate crisis, and geopolitical risks. We will accelerate investment in renewable and clean energy sources, and build out secure, responsible, and diverse supply chains to reduce dependence on Russian energy, to restrict Russian energy revenues. As for economic security, recognizing that economic resilience requires de-risking through diversification and reduction of critical dependence on raw materials and critical minerals, and including those resulting from overcapacity of China. Now let me talk about the priority area of Japanese companies in energy project in Poland. Pomorski region, home to Gdansk, is poised to become an essential energy security and transition hub. We are very, very happy that Japan's global leading shipping company, Mitsui O.S.K. Lines, has been working with gas system for the significant project of floating storage and regasification unit at Gdansk terminal. This collaboration exemplifies our strong partnership and trust Poland places in Japanese technology and expertise. Japanese companies such as Hitachi Energy are keenly interested in power transmission systems from offshore wind farms to onshore grids. As for nuclear energy, Japanese companies like Toshiba, Hitachi, IHI, and Mitsubishi Heavy Industries can provide the turbines and the components of their advanced technologies based on their rich operational experiences with the world's safest standard. Now, I would like to draw your attention to the importance of the realistic transition when we aspire towards decarbonization and net zero economy by 2050. I strongly believe that a smart and realistic transition over a decade is critically important for satisfying all the energy needs of economic development of Poland. In this sense, that involves gas, ammonia, clean coal technology, including CCS, and energy storage and conservation. As you know so well, Poland remains heavily dependent on coal. In 2022, around 70% of its electricity came from fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas. Poland just can't stop relying on coal in the very short term. However, the introduction of advanced clean coal technologies, which Japanese companies have quite experience, could make Poland's energy transition realistic and sustainable. Of course, we should not lose sight of our goal to be decarbonization, so there should not be no lock-in this period, but I really believe that this is important to think about this very important period of the transition, how you can do it. One example is ammonia co-firing technology. Ammonia does not emit CO2 during the combustion, can therefore be co-fired with coal to significantly reduce CO2 emissions. Ammonia co-firing technology can be applied to existing coal-fired power plants and does not require large capital investment. So this would allow Poland to cost-effectively maintain security of supply and promote energy transition. Poland is getting more and more important economically and politically, but Europe is small and the world is much bigger. And as the world attention shifts increasingly towards economically growing Indo-Pacific, Japan remains at the forefront of Asia's development with its cutting technology and economic dynamism. Next year, April to October, Japan will host Expo 2025 in Osaka, second largest city in Japan. We expect a beautiful Polish pavilion is going to be built. This global event will provide excellent platform for showcasing the latest advancement of sustainable technologies for the future, Society 5.0. We do hope we can make the best of this opportunity to promote our Polish-Japanese business partnership. Let me close my remarks by just stressing three points. First, in this world of constant changes and increasing uncertainty, it is essential to choose true friends and reliable partners you can trust and work on long-term goals, not just short-term profits. Two, Japan and Poland, we are good and sincere friends over the century and reliable strategic partners facing common challenges, decarbonization, energy security, Ukrainian war and recovery. Third, if Japan's technology and Polish innovative and pioneering spirit can be combined, I believe we can use these synergy forces to create a better future for Europe and the world. So please visit Japan and discover Japan. Japonia i Polska to dwa kraje kwitnącej przyjaźni. Dziękuję bardzo.
Europejskie Centrum Biznesu.